Yeah, so my name is Jordan. I am the CEO and chairman and founder of JDB Labs and FreshenUp Hydration Energy. Um, Basically, what we do is hopefully changing people's lives for the better. Hoping to, um, sorry, excuse the dogs.
Oh, good.
Essentially, we are hoping to, help convert a lot of people over from uh, drinking really unhealthy sugar-filled drinks and um, kind of introduce them to something that's going to be um, kind of a lot better in general for your body, that you can have multiple servings in the day type of thing, and not over max out on things. And um, there's so many positives to stuff that we're building every single day, and it's an overall positive movement. There's so many gears turning all at once, and so many amazing people that are helping push Freshen Up. And um, I've just been incredibly grateful. I wake up with some awesome people behind what we do, and I'm incredibly blessed. And it's really cool to have such a cool community, and especially like Get Wet with the flavor that we did for you guys, and the amount of stuff you guys have done for us too. And um, it's a very positive, mutually amazing thing that we've had. And yeah, it's just been amazing. Basically, what Freshen Up does is, we specialize in nutraceuticals, kind of the professional side of things, as we are a nutraceuticals dietary supplement manufacturing company. We started Freshen Up with the intent of actually targeting those in fitness and sports kind of in the very beginning.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. Over time, we decided it was, if the shoe fits, you wear it. I come from a content creation background. It's kind of a hobby of mine. I streamed on Twitch, and I played Call of Duty, and uh, got really close to partnership, and stuff kind of sank in, and I really wanted to focus on like a business aspect, more of being behind the scenes type of thing. Another thing that you know um, that we did kind of from there was I wanted to build, a powder blend that was going to be a lot healthier than that of, Gatorade, essentially. That, because Gatorade has a lot of sugar in a lot of the stuff they do, and that's just off their nutrition facts. And um, we started out our hydration blends with only 4 grams of sugar per serving, and we kind of got into doing the caffeinated stuff, and that's just taken off and done extremely well. And just a lot of awesome stuff moving forward into the future. And yeah, I mean, that's essentially who we are. um
Um, so when did you come up with the idea that you actually wanted to do this? I mean,
right, yeah, so the idea kind of came about sort of in the middle of 2019. I know, so I come from I went to college. I actually was going to be a pharmacist. I you know got into getting really close to applying for pharmacy school. I actually finished the majority, if not literally all, except for one class of my prerequisite coursework going into pharmacy school.
wow.
And me being in pharmacy in general, I just, it felt very backwards of myself to kind of undercut myself, because I kind of knew what I really wanted to do. Um, Pharmacy was just something I was incredibly good at, but I knew it wasn't something I really liked doing. And I figured if I wasn't going to succeed at something I didn't like, then why, maybe I try and succeed at something I do. So I kind of flipped the gears, and yeah, mid 2019 was kind of the time frame at which we buckled down and really started getting into the powders, and our proprietary formula that we use and everything. So
It's kind of exciting to know of all the stuff that started, right before COVID. I mean, did
right.
did so did you start right before everything happened? And
Yeah,
then
and so that it was crazy. We did. So we started our actual business license through the state of Utah went active in January. It was January 7th of 2020.
okay,
We'd built everything and got everything started kind of before then. In the fall of 2019 is when I think we'd actually had finalized a lot of
okay,
our graphics and everything, that we were basically getting ready for launch type of thing. Um, Nobody knew the pandemic was going to happen
yeah,
as bad as it did when we started. Things got pretty shaky. We were actually planning on, since we were getting into the sports and fitness and everything, we were actually planning on attending things like FitCon. we were gonna go, get a booth and do all this cool stuff. We were actually gonna, we got a banner made, we got all this cool stuff set up for it. We were gonna go to local basketball, baseball, softball tournaments, and set up stuff there. It was really cool. The game plan for the sports and everything was looking incredibly positive. And what ended up happening was the pandemic hit and it made everything incredibly hard. A lot of people were ordering from online more in general. People weren't walking into grocery stores. People weren't really exploring the physical concept of being involved with sports in general. I remember my wife actually helped coach a softball team kind of right in the middle of 2020, and the parents weren't even allowed on the field. Super crazy.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, oh, that was really crazy. So we switched gears, and that was kind of when we refocused and shifted our target market over to gamers because that's what we'd figured would also do really well, but something I was extra familiar with. Like I said, come from a good background of doing that, and I know the space really well, and I kind of know what it feels like to be, a gamer, and I kind of know what it feels like to be a part of a team and a company and everything. So I kind of want to give exactly what people want to feel, and that fit very well, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's yeah. Because I mean, because I know a lot of companies that started up. That I mean, I don't even remember the names, but I know there was a bunch of them that started to
Right.
do like their energy stuff right before all this happened,
Yeah.
and the pandemic just shut them down. So it's really good to see that you all pulled through that, and
Yes. Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
is making you stronger because it seems like you said, you focused because you knew the market in the gaming. So
Exactly. Well, one of the biggest things too that I like to focus on as well is I when it comes to the actual like blend and all the ingredients and just everything in general. I come from a chemistry background. Not that that would tie into this exactly, but kind of given that information, I'm, like I said, a huge nerd when it comes to all the different things that go into everybody else's drinks as well. I'm constantly doing my research and stuff like that. We kind of knew going into doing the energy blends that in the midst of COVID, one of the most sought after vitamins was vitamin D. So when we
yeah,
started the caffeinated line, included vitamin D, and that was a huge sell point for us. And that took off incredibly well. We have some locals here that are um, health and fitness specialists as well. I know we have a dietitian that helps push our stuff all the time, and you
nice.
know, that was one thing that they had shared with a lot of their audience and people too was this great company and you know doing really well with the promotion side, but they were also marketing the vitamin D side of things, and yeah, so I think it's just overall really paying attention and seeing what people need and then kind of fulfilling those needs essentially. So that's
Yeah.
I kind of credit it's all the little things that help us that helped us essentially pull through the pandemic in that aspect. So
Well, I think it's just the idea that you guys were pushing the vitamin D since so many people weren't able to go out, and vitamin D was like, what a lot
yeah,
of doctors and stuff said that was because if you don't have your vitamin D, it depletes your immune system.
exactly, yes.
So I think it's a good. I think that probably was like a big seller at that point. It's like,
It really was. I mean, I remember going back and beginning of some of our posts when we started doing the energy line. I think that was one of the biggest things we pushed was that we offered something like vitamin D that was just, and it was a little bit outside the box too. And I mean, a lot of you guys in general would know if and hoping you guys are reading the nutrition facts on a lot of um, different blends and maybe some other ones that you guys have tried as well. uh, Vitamin D is just not something that's offered a lot by a lot of companies, and I think it's just leaving the door open for us, and it's in a way it's been more, it's been nice actually, more than anything. I mean, kind of like filling the void on the other side. It's a way for me to help communicate the message, but also communicate with more people as well, because now I can hop in Twitch chats, I can hop in
yeah.
Twitter messages and talk to people about it and be like, hey, we've got this vitamin D. It's amazing, and we've got it for the middle of COVID. It's going to help uh, fulfill that for you type. So